What happens when a millionaire Instagram influencer's boyfriend brutally attacks a homeless Iraq war veteran outside a luxury restaurant, and she films the entire assault while laughing and asking her 4.2 million followers to smash that like button? This entitled couple walked into Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, treating it like another social media opportunity, ready to turn their arrest into content. But when Judge Caprio played the full unedited video that showed what really happened, and when the homeless veteran revealed the one thing he was protecting that made the entire courtroom weep, what happened next became the most viral moment in Providence legal history. The defendant sat there, the boyfriend smirking while scrolling through his phone, the influencer checking her makeup in a compact mirror as their attorney whispered, "This will blow over. Your followers will forget in a week." The packed courtroom watched in disgust. But what nobody knew was that the 58-year-old homeless veteran they assaulted was sitting in the back corner wearing the same torn jacket from that night, holding something in his hands that would expose these defendants' cruelty and transform this case into a national conversation about privilege, compassion, and what we've become as a society. Before we dive into this explosive story, less than 5% of you watching are actually subscribed. If you believe influencers shouldn't be above the law, if you honor our veterans regardless of their circumstances, and if you think social media fame doesn't excuse criminal behavior, hit that subscribe button right now. What Judge Caprio does in this courtroom will be talked about for years. It's a freezing December evening when this story begins outside Marseille, one of Providence's most expensive French restaurants, the kind of place where aunts start at $85 and reservations book months in advance. Christmas lights twinkle on the historic buildings. Well-dressed couples walk by, shopping bags from boutique stores in their hands. Huddled against the restaurant's exterior wall, trying to stay warm, is James Mitchell, 58 years old, homeless, wearing a tattered army jacket and holding a small bundle wrapped in an old blanket. He's not aggressive, not begging loudly, just sitting with a cardboard sign that reads, "Iraq War Veteran, Hungry. Anything helps, God bless." Exiting the restaurant after a $600 dinner complete with champagne and caviar comes Trevor Vaughn, 26 years old, and his girlfriend Madison Blake, 24. Madison is Instagram famous, 4.2 million followers, known for posting luxury lifestyle content, designer hauls, and day-in-the-life videos. Her account at Madison Lux Life is monetized through brand deals worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Trevor is her boyfriend, equally privileged, living off a trust fund, driving a Porsche, and known for his volatile temper. The case file shows what happens next, and it makes Judge Frank Caprio physically ill when he reads it. As Trevor and Madison walk past James Mitchell, the homeless veteran quietly says, "Excuse me, sir, ma'am, could you spare anything? I'm a veteran just trying to get a meal." Trevor stops, looks down at James with disgust, and says loud enough for everyone nearby to hear, "Get a job, loser. Stop begging and do something with your life." Madison, instead of walking away or showing any compassion, pulls out her phone and starts filming. "Oh my God, babe, there's a homeless guy harassing us," she says to her phone, narrating for her followers. "This is so gross. We literally just had the most amazing dinner and now this." James, humiliated but desperate, tries again. "Sir, I'm not trying to bother you. I'm a veteran. I just need help." That's when Trevor snaps. "I don't care if you're a veteran or the Pope. Get away from me." He kicks James's cardboard sign, scattering the few coins people had dropped into his cup. And here's where it gets truly horrific. James reaches for the bundle wrapped in the blanket, trying to protect it. Trevor, thinking James is reaching for something to attack him with, grabs the veteran by his jacket and slams him against the brick wall. Madison is still filming, her voice excited. "Oh my God, you guys, Trevor's handling this homeless situation. This is crazy." Trevor punches James twice in the face, then shoves him to the ground. James, trying to protect the bundle, curls around it as Trevor kicks him in the ribs. Once, twice, 3 times. "Babe, you're so strong," Madison says to the camera, laughing. "Like and follow if you think homeless people shouldn't harass diners." Witnesses are screaming. Someone calls 911, but Trevor doesn't stop. He reaches down and tries to grab the bundle James is protecting. "What's in there, old man?" "Drugs, booze, let me see." James, bleeding from his mouth and nose, pleads, "Please don't, please." But Trevor rips the bundle away. The blanket falls open and what's inside makes several witnesses gasp. It's a puppy. A tiny, maybe 8-week-old golden retriever puppy, shivering and scared. Trevor holds the puppy by its scruff, dangling it in the air. "This is what you're protecting, a dog," he laughs. "You're homeless and you have a dog. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen." James, despite his injuries, struggles to his feet. "Please give her back. She's all I have. Please." Madison is still filming, zooming in on the puppy. "You guys, he has a puppy. A homeless guy with a puppy. This is insane content." Trevor, in a moment of pure cruelty, throws the puppy toward the street. James lunges, catching the puppy before it hits the pavement, taking a hard fall himself that results in a dislocated shoulder. By the time police arrive, Trevor and Madison are back in Trevor's Porsche, Madison editing the video on her phone. "This is going to get so many views," she says. The video she posts is edited to make it look like James aggressively approached them, that Trevor was defending himself, that they were the victims. She captions it, "Scary moment when a homeless man attacked my boyfriend outside dinner. Stay safe out there, stay safe. Luxury lifestyle chateau night." The video gets 2.3 million views in 6 hours. Her followers leave comments like, "Trevor is so brave and homeless people are so entitled and you handled that perfectly." But here's what Madison and Trevor didn't know. 3 witnesses filmed the entire assault from different angles. The restaurant security camera captured everything, and those videos tell a very different story. When the real footage goes viral, showing Trevor's unprovoked attack and Madison's gleeful filming, public outrage explodes. The Providence Police Department arrests both of them. Trevor is charged with assault and battery, animal cruelty, and destruction of property. Madison is charged as an accessory and with inciting violence through social media. Now, 3 weeks later, they're in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom. The courtroom is absolutely mobbed. News crews from every major network, animal rights activists, veteran advocacy groups, social media commentators, and citizens furious about influencer culture have all shown up. Security had to move the proceeding to the largest courtroom in the building. Sitting in the back corner, almost invisible, is James Mitchell. He's wearing the same torn army jacket, cleaned as best he could. His face still shows fading bruises. His arm is in a sling from the dislocated shoulder, and in his lap, wrapped in a newer blanket donated by a local shelter, is the puppy, now named Hope. At 10 a.m. sharp, the belief calls the case. The state of Rhode Island versus Trevor James Vaughn and Madison Elizabeth Blake, charged with assault and battery. Animal cruelty accessory to assault and incitement through social media. Trevor and Madison walk in like they're arriving at a red carpet event. Trevor is wearing a $3,000 suit. Madison is in designer everything. Her hair professionally styled, her makeup perfect. She even pauses to smile at the cameras, practicing her serious but sympathetic face. Behind them walks their legal team. 2 attorneys from a firm that specializes in representing celebrities and wealthy clients. The lead attorney, Patricia Chambers, is known for getting charges reduced or dismissed for high-profile clients. As they pass James Mitchell in the back corner, Madison actually pulls out her phone and tries to discreetly take a photo, likely for her Instagram story. A court officer immediately confiscates it. Judge Frank Caprio enters and the courtroom rises. When everyone sits, the temperature in the room feels 10 degrees colder. Judge Caprio's face is set in an expression that court watchers recognize. This is Judge Caprio at his most serious. "Mr. Vaughn, Miss Blake," Judge Caprio begins, his voice like steel. "You're both charged with serious crimes. Mr. Vaughn, how do you plead?" Trevor stands, his posture casual, almost bored. "Not guilty, Your Honor. This whole thing is completely blown out of proportion." Judge Caprio's eyebrow raises. "Blown out of proportion, I see. Miss Blake, how do you plead?" Madison stands and she's clearly prepared a performance. Her voice trembles, tears already forming. "Not guilty, Your Honor. I'm so sorry this happened. I never meant for anyone to get hurt. I was scared and I just reacted. The crocodile tears, the trembling voice, it's all very rehearsed. But Judge Caprio has seen the videos. He knows exactly who these people are." "Miss Blake," Judge Caprio says, his tone cutting through her act like a knife. "You were scared, so you filmed a homeless veteran being assaulted and posted it online asking for likes." Madison's attorney jumps in. "Your Honor, my client was in shock. She didn't know what she was doing. The video was posted impulsively." "Impulsively," Judge Caprio repeats with a caption, hashtags, and editing to remove the part showing Mr. Vaughn as the aggressor. "That's quite an impulsive production." The attorney shifts uncomfortably. "Your Honor, if we could present our case." Oh, we'll present cases, Judge Caprio interrupts. But first, I want everyone in this courtroom to see the full, unedited footage, all of it, because I've reviewed every angle, and I want there to be absolutely no confusion about what happened that night. He signals to the court clerk, who begins playing the videos on multiple monitors throughout the courtroom. The footage plays in chronological order. First, the restaurant security camera showing Trevor and Madison leaving, laughing, clearly in good spirits. Then James Mitchell sitting peacefully against the wall, not approaching anyone, just existing. Then the approach. James's quiet, respectful request for help. Trevor's immediate hostility. Madison pulling out her phone not to call for help, but to create content. The assault unfolds in horrifying detail. Trevor's unprovoked violence. James trying to protect the puppy. The vicious kicks. Madison's commentary encouraging Trevor, laughing, treating a brutal assault like entertainment. Then the moment Trevor rips the puppy away and throws it, James's desperate lunge. The sickening sound of his shoulder dislocating as he hits the pavement. Finally, footage from a witness's phone showing Trevor and Madison in the Porsche afterward. Madison reviewing her footage, both of them laughing about going viral. When the videos end, the courtroom is silent except for the sound of people crying. Even the hardened court officers look shaken. Judge Caprio removes his glasses slowly. Mr. Vaughn, Miss Blake, you just watched the same footage I watched. Do you still believe this is blown out of proportion? Trevor's smirk is gone, but his arrogance remains. Your Honor, I felt threatened. That man approached us aggressively. Aggressively, Judge Caprio says. The video shows him sitting on the ground saying, "Excuse me, sir, that's your definition of aggressive?" He could have had a weapon. Trevor insists he had a puppy, Mr. Vaughn, an 8-week-old puppy that he was trying to keep warm, and you threw that puppy toward traffic like it was garbage. Madison speaks up, her voice still trying for sympathy. Your Honor, I didn't know Trevor was going to do that. I was just filming because I was scared. Judge Caprio turns to her and his expression makes her flinch. Ms. Blake, I counted 17 times in that footage where you encouraged the assault. You said, and I quote, "Babe, you're so strong, get him." You laughed when Mr. Mitchell was bleeding on the ground. You asked your followers to like and follow while a veteran was being beaten. Does that sound like fear to you? Madison's tears dry up instantly, replaced by frustration. Your Honor, you don't understand social media. My followers expect content. I was just creating content. Judge Caprio finishes. You were creating content from a man suffering, a veteran suffering. He stands up and walks around to the front of the bench. This is the moment everyone has been waiting for. Before we continue, Judge Caprio says, I want to introduce you to someone, Mr. James Mitchell. Would you please come forward? The courtroom turns as James Mitchell slowly stands, cradling the puppy in his good arm. He walks down the center aisle, his limp visible from the assault, his face scarred by years of hardship and recent violence. Trevor and Madison see him approaching, and for the first time something like discomfort crosses their faces. James stands in front of the court, the puppy's small head peeking out from the blanket. Mr. Mitchell, Judge Caprio says with deep respect, would you please tell the court who you are? James's voice is rough from years of living outside, but steady. Your Honor, my name is James Robert Mitchell. I served in the United States Army from 1985 to 2007. I did 3 tours in Iraq. I was part of the combat engineers clearing IEDs. I watched friends die. I came home with PTSD and a traumatic brain injury. I lost my family, my job, my home. I've been on the streets for 6 years. The courtroom is absolutely silent, and this James lifts the puppy slightly. Is hope. Someone abandoned her in a box outside the shelter where I sometimes eat. She was dying from cold. I took her because I couldn't let another innocent thing suffer. She's all I have. She gives me a reason to wake up every day.